You and me stuck on the ocean now, nothing but waves and they're spilling in. I wanna dry up but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here, all my reasoning have disappeared. I wanna bury the hatchet and find the way back to our home, our home, our home. We don't have to drift inside this dome. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not have. We do not all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not have. We do not. Yesterday we could be ourselves. Didn't have much, but nevertheless we were true to each other. But now we don't even bother. I remember you being hopeful, but the tall waves have worn us down, and slowly we are drowning. That's why you need to come with me, with me, with me. Turn around 180 degrees and cross the sea. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late.
Do I have a great house for you guys, flip job. Oh no, yeah, the next door neighbors are lovely, frat house. It's got tons of personality, haunted. And I will be with you guys every step of the way, West Palm.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Are we not? Are we skipping Thanksgiving? I
We-
can't stand when people skip Thanksgiving.
We are skipping.
Oh, do I have a great house for you guys, flip
Oh,
job.
yes.
Oh no, yeah, the next.
There we go. I'm not sure. I'm telling you, I'm not sure how to listen. I'm not sure how to listen. Crazy happy holidays.
Oh,
I did not do that on purpose. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is Chloe McArtor, We were super excited. You decided to join us tonight. But also show we're going to have with the American and I'm so excited to have with me today. It is our anniversary. We meet up and we're so excited about that. But I'm really excited the fact that I have my daughter today. Time out. Gotcha. How about that? Is that a little bit better? Good. We just had a notification from one of our viewers. But anyway, we're just still working out. But anyway, we're so excited to get going and get her off the way to Baltimore. Okay, what about that? Is that okay? Okay, you don't tell. Okay, well, we'll wait to hear from them. But anyway, again, Ron and Brandon Carter. Okay, good. We'll pick that up. No big deal. Should be out now. Yep, should be out now. But anyway, back to us. Exactly. Back to the happy holidays. We have again, Ron and Brandon on this absolute awesome night. Anywhere
I'll give you thumbs off when the
Okay.
music goes off.
Yeah, the music's off. So
Okay,
we're good.
Andrew said he'd give us a thumbs up, so let's wait.
Yeah, let's wait for Andrew.
Unless you'd
Andrew,
like to break out a song, Rob.
Andrew G Body Shuffle.
I don't know that.
I
If you
appreciate
guys
him. I just got a thumbs up from somebody.
knew.
Yep, got all kinds of thumbs up. But Andrew, appreciate you coming on board here. Sam, see Sam on board as well with us.
Yes, she's going to
Carrie
be a
is on board.
special guest in just a
Special
little bit.
guest. That's right, exactly. So we're going to talk about a lot of things. We have Chloe McArtor on board with us. We're going to talk about her and her calling to go into the mission field. We have a special guest that's also going to interact with us, and I'm so excited to have her on board as well. We have marketing stats, calendar of events. We have all things coming up that are a lot of fun, and we will talk about that and a lot more just as soon as we get back.
Are you ready?
All right, we are back.
Yep, and I hope everyone enjoyed the crazy bipolar weather we had with the freezing cold. We actually hosted a yard sale for Chloe for raising money for her trip. And one day it was so hot, we were wearing shorts. And then the next day we were putting our sweatshirts on and wish we had hot cocoa.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. The torrential downpours. I was really expecting a lot more
Well, it didn't
damage
rain
and things
that
like that
weekend.
to occur, but it really didn't. It was just that
Just a lot of rain.
steady rain, right? Exactly.
Not this
So-
weekend, though.
Yep,
Did it rain
exactly.
this weekend? No.
No.
We were grateful it didn't rain this weekend.
Yeah,
We
we're
could've put
really
that
grateful
out.
for that. So,
Yep.
yeah, pretty excited. So we do have a calendar of events that we're going to be showing a little bit after the interview, but I do want to share the Timonium Home and Garden Show is coming up, by the way, and we'll have a graphic for that so you can get the dates and everything for that Home and Garden Show. But there's well over probably 300 different vendors there. So if you're looking for anything from remodeling your kitchen to bathrooms to siding to landscaping to hardscaping to all kinds of great food, things like that, you definitely want to make plans for that weekend.
And it's at the fairgrounds,
and that's
right?
at the fairgrounds.
I remember
Yep.
going when I was younger.
Yeah, so this is the fall one. They always have one in spring as well. This is the fall one, but it's gonna be jam packed with a lot of people, so I'm pretty excited about that.
That's awesome.
So anyhow,
Yes.
I wanted to dive right in to our real estate topic, by the way. So we do have a real estate topic that's popping up here. What are the experts saying about the fall housing market? And I just wanted to go down a few quotes that we were able to pull off the internet that deals with the housing market, the fall housing market, and then we'll dive right into the interview. So the first quote that I was able to pull up is from an article from Realtor.com, basically stating, this fall, it's a more moderate pace of home selling and more listings to choose from. There's a softening of the price growth, which is just fine, and but it's going to provide some breathing room for our buyers. So I'm pretty happy about that. That's the first article that I was able to pull up from Realtor.com. The second quote that came out was Michael Lane. He's the VP and General Manager at Showing Time. Showing Time is the service that we use, to be able to gain access to our homes and schedule our showings and things like that.
So if you've sold or sold a home with us, you would know what showing time is, because that's how you get notifications that someone would like to see your house at 3 p.m. And different things like that. And the feedback
That's right.
comes through there as well.
So at the start of even the change of this market, we've been preaching this all along, and that is, buyers will continue to see less competition for homes, and they're going to have more time to tour their homes and more time to consider the different options, for these homes. So just wanted to make you aware of that. But that's something we've been actually talking about long before Michael Lane came out with his quote on that. The next one's Selma Hepp. She's the interim lead of the Office of the Chief Economist of CoreLogic. CoreLogic is a database that keeps a lot of data for us and everything for real estate. And she says, record equity still continues to provide fuel for the housing demand. There's still a housing demand out there, and particularly if households are of location and the ones that are in more affordable areas. So keep that in mind.
Yes.
Yep.
So if you were on the fence and you were contemplating buying, I would just get moving. Jump right in with both feet.
That's right.
Because you're not going to be competing against 20 different offers like you were before. The chances are you're not going to be paying $10,000, $25,000 overprice. You still now can start your home inspections, maybe negotiating for some seller help. So even if interest rates have spiked a little bit here and there, then maybe you can compensate with some of those things. Where some of the earlier in the year, you asking for seller help was not even an option.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you, I didn't see one contract with it in.
Yeah, so keep in mind this format tonight is like all of our shows is a question and answer format. So if you have any questions about anything that deals with real estate or the topic we're discussing tonight, please feel free to put your questions in the chat box below wherever you're watching it from, whether it's YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and put your questions up, and we'll put that up on the screen, and we'll do the best we can to answer those for you. The last quote here is Daniel Hale, chief economist with Realtor.com. Says basically for homeowners deciding whether to make a move this year, remember that listing prices, while lower than a few months ago, remain higher than in prior years. So you're still, likely to find the opportunities to cash in with record high levels of equity. So just keep that in mind. It's what we've been preaching all along here as far as the type of housing market that we're in right now, and it's just really important to realize that. So. The next thing I just wanted to share with you again, we're Robert Marie McArtor with Maryland Homes Team. If you please follow us socially. If you are not following us on Facebook, it's MD Homes Team. We have a LinkedIn account. We also have Instagram. We are Twitter kings and queens. No, I'm kidding. But we do have a Twitter account that we have over 1,000 followers. We're excited that they're following us, and we do post a lot of great videos on there. And also we are streaming live to YouTube. Welcome to our YouTube fans. We really appreciate that. Thank you. So anyhow, that's our social media. And please feel free to go and check out our team merch. Our team merch is at mhtmerch.com. And if you want to order t-shirts, mugs, or anything like that, all proceeds of that of our merch store go directly to community outreaches and community projects that are near and dear to our heart.
Yes,
and we
always.
do invest 100% of the proceeds to that. So just kind of keep that in mind. So just wanted to get Maria some of that housekeeping out of the way before we continue on with our show.
He knows I love all the social media.
That's right. Exactly. So I'd like to dive right into the interview. How many would love to see Chloe, our daughter?
Yes.
This is going to be a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and welcome Chloe. Chloe,
Hi.
welcome.
Hello.
We are so happy that you are taking out your time tonight for us. We really appreciate that. And we have a lot of people on board watching us tonight. And please, again, feel free to ask any questions. Give Chloe a thumbs up. Let her know that you're thinking about her, and we really appreciate it. But, this show, it's all about, living life as a missionary. It's a calling that Chloe has felt has been on her life, and we're really excited about that. But we wanted to learn more about, number one, we want to learn more about Chloe and more about this program that she's involved in with Missionary. Chloe, go ahead. The floor is yours.
So, honey, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about your personal self, like how old you are and education, and then let them know what encouraged you to pursue maybe a long-term vision in missionary work.
Yeah, so I'm Chloe McArtor, as you know. I'm 19 years old. I'm at HCC for International Relations. I've got one semester left until I graduate. And my kind of first dive into missionary work was I went to Kenya in 2020 with my dad, Robert McArtor. The reason why I kind of got into that was funny because I had a dream about it, which I think it was 2 years prior, 2018. And it's kind of like a generational thing that we have prophetic dreams, because I know, Mom, you have them. And I wrote it down. I started writing down my dreams, and I got it interpreted. And basically, the person who interpreted it for me was like, "You're called to do missions." And it was kind of in the back of my head. I never really thought about it too much, but it was in the back of my head. And then in school, I went to North Harford for the Natural Resources program. And in that program, I had to do 75 hours of work towards experiment or research or an internship towards natural resources. And I was like, well, my church, Freedom Church, is going to Kenya. I know they do projects and different things with wells. So why not I go on the missions trip? In the back of my mind, I'm called to do missions. I've always wanted to do missions. I was too young to go to the Ecuador one that our students team was going to. And so I talked to my pastor, and I think I was 16 at the time. So they're like, whoa, like you're the youngest kid who ever's done this, whoever has had an interest in this. So they're like, you need a guardian to go with you. And so I was like begging my parents, and Dad went, and I think Dad loved it more than even I did. And I went there and I did my study on it. It was amazing. I have a whole research article on that. it just showed how much the well that the Imani Foundation, which partners with Freedom Church, benefits the water and just purifies it and cleans it and removes all of those bacteria and germs and helps all those communities. And then after Kenya, I was like, I don't want to stop doing this. And I read the dream that I wrote down, and it was like spot on. Like it was just a vision from God. And so I knew that like this wasn't something I should take lightly. So over the years, being in school and just pondering on what I wanted to do, after getting some counseling, I heard about this program called YWAM, and it stands for Youth with a Mission, and they do a lot of leadership and different missionary work across the world. And so I'm going to go through their program called DTS, Discipleship Training School, which is a 6-month long program. And for 3 months, I will be in Maui, Hawaii, doing lectures, communities, and I actually have their core values up, which is what I'll be learning in that lecture phase. It's 18, so get ready. It's to know God, make God known, hear God's voice, practice worship and intercessory prayer, be visionary, champion young people, be decentralized, be international and interdenominational, have a biblical Christian worldview, function in teams, exhibit servant leadership, do first, then teach, be relationship oriented, value the individual, value families, practice dependence on God, practice hospitality, communicate with integrity. So that's what I'll be doing for the first 3 months. And then the next 3 months, we'll be using what we learned, all those 18 values, and we'll be sent to a developing nation. And we'll aid the communities and we'll just spread the gospel.
Well, I love the list for sure.
Yeah.
So you all have to think, me
That's
being
awesome.
mom, thinking she's going far away, all this training, and then Chloe, you won't even know where they're going to send you to what? How many months into your training?
Yeah, so they like for God to lead where we're going. Because obviously, like if I was given a list of places to go, like and let's say it was like Costa Rica, Southeast Asia, Himalayas, like I would want to go to Costa Rica. But if that's not where God wants to send me, then like they want us to be spirit led. So I think the first week that I get to Maui, they'll let God lead us through prayer to figure out where we're going to go for our developing nation. And then in those 3 months with our lecture phases, and we'll do community outreach in Maui, they'll prepare us to go into that trip to the developing nation.
And what areas do they go in? Or are they all over the world?
They definitely are all over the world, but for Maui specifically, the research that I've done, because I've seen like what connections they have, I haven't asked. So this is just from like what I've seen where they've sent people, is the Himalayas, Costa Rica, Southeast Asia. There are a few others.
That's great, hon. Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. And I really am excited of your venture. I know your older brother and sister, they've been to Alaska on a mission trip. Alexander's gone with his now beautiful wife. At that time, I believe they were engaged, or his girlfriend. I think they went to Ecuador, which was, I know, was a life-changing trip. I know when you and I went to Kenya as well, that was a life-changing trip. If anything's going
Yeah.
to change your outlook of this world and the world that we live in, it's definitely when you visit areas like that. Just something as simple as a pen that my wife is holding is something that's almost gold and so valuable to many of the people that you and I actually met face to face. So you can imagine, as a proud dad that I am, to be able to see you, really fulfill your calling and to move on to the mission field. Even though I believe it might be for a short stint, but you never know how God's going to call you, So I'm really excited about that. I don't know if we just discussed it or not, but what's the program or the organization that you are actually signing up through?
What does YWAM stand for?
That's right.
Yeah, so YWAM is Youth with a Mission, and they're like literally all over the world. Like,
Mhm.
and they have like, I guess you would call it sister companies or something like that. They're huge. They're huge. So with them, after these 6 months, I actually get certified. So it's almost like a prerequisite in college. And then I'll be trained and certified so I can go to any of their bases across the world. So I could potentially serve more long term, then the 6 months, like 1 to 2 years plus, and I will be stationed in a developing nation at one of their bases.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. I personally, I never knew there was an organization like that. And just to hear about it from you, actually, for the first time I heard it from you, it kind of took me back. I didn't know if this was like a small club of just rogue uh, Jesus freaks, and I'm saying Jesus freaks in a very good term, by the way, because that was one of my favorite songs by DC Talk. But anyhow, I digress. But anyway, I just didn't know what this organization was until Maria was sharing with me some of her friends and her circle of people and things like that, and how they are my age and they actually went through the YWAM program, and I just thought that was pretty amazing, and I'm so glad that you shared that with us. I wanted to,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I had friends call me and ask me if Chloe was going with YWAM. And I mean, honestly, I'd never heard of YWAM until Chloe mentioned it. And a couple from our old church had met there. They're married now, and they actually spent 4 years serving together. So that was really awesome. And then I think we're going to join in with a call.
Well, don't say the name yet. We're
I
gonna.
didn't say the name. She is going to be referred to as a YWAMmer because when you graduate from the program, you are a YWAMmer.
That's right.
So, but wait, before Chloe finishes, and then we'll wrap up this with as well with our special guest. Chloe, how can the community support you and support YWAM? What can we do?
First and foremost, I would just ask for prayer and thoughts. I think that's the strongest thing that can have, like when God said, when there's two or more, He's there with us. So just like prayer and groups, just keeping me in your mind. I'm gonna try and figure out like what exactly I can do to like stay in people's lives, even though of the distance. Whether that's like a newsletter or just being intentional with messages or posts or things like that. So that's really all first and foremost I ask for. Second of all, my goal is around $8,000, and that is a lot, but I know that my friend Sam Dipaola, she told me that if it's God's will, it's God's bill. And so if you do want to support me financially, I do have a GoFundMe that I know Dad has linked with this. And then I also have a Venmo, Cash App, or like if you wanted to bring to me a personal check or cash, that's amazing too. Or just support some of my fundraisers. I just had a yard sale fundraiser. We'll definitely be doing something, whether it's like raffles or something like that. So if you want to support me through that way. But definitely prayers, thoughts, that'd be amazing.
That's great.
Keep checking out our website and on Facebook, and we'll post some of the things she'll be doing.
And we'll post some of the links as well that if you want to give to Chloe, through a safe app or something of that nature, please feel free to do that. But guess who I have on the phone with me right now? And I hear her laughing because she's nervous. I have Sam Dipaola. Yeah. Sam, welcome to the show.
Or put the applause.
Hello, Facebook world.
Hi, Sam, Miss YWAMmer.
How are you guys?
Doing well, Sam. Doing well.
great.
The reason why we wanted to obviously bring you on the show is number one, we love you. Number two, you're awesome. Number three, you know Chloe very well, of course. And number four, I had no idea, honestly, that you were part of the YWAM program, I guess maybe years ago, and you were sent off to some location or something of that nature. And I just wanted to bring you on to maybe give some words of encouragement and to also share with us about your experience with YWAM and the location that they had sent you.
Yeah. I guess to give you a little snapshot of my story, very similar to Chloe, I just felt the pull to maybe go into missions. And so I wanted to, you have no idea where to start. And so I started to ask and started to research a little. And a friend told me about YWAM. And so I researched it. And I was actually 28, not 18. And so I was working in finance, and I quit my job and decided to get the certificate. And I liked YWAM. There are lots of great organizations that do missionary training. But YWAM is, like Chloe said, once you're certified, and I think there are 160 bases in 100 countries. So you are able to staff at any one of those after you have your certificate. And so it was appealing to me that if I was going to do this long term, that I would be able to, if I heard Spain from the Lord, I would be able to contact the base in Spain and possibly staff there. And so, yeah, but similar, just that pull, that tug to maybe do it. And so I went to my base was in New Zealand, a place called Queenstown. And then that's the first 2 months just learning. And then the first 3 months, and the next 2 months I spent in Papua New Guinea and Australia. It was like 2 weeks in Australia, so not much. And then 2 months in Papua New Guinea, which was quite the rugged adventure for someone like myself.
Oh, now we grew up in a church where the missionaries we supported were from Papua New Guinea, and that's where they had been serving for like 20, 30 years. So the pictures and the stories is nothing like where we live. None, it's just totally different. Just,
Yes.
I mean, when our church is taking a team to the Amani Foundation for clean water, like they are thrilled to have clean water. They don't have
Right.
the privilege of going to a sink and turning it on and water just flows clean, or a shower.
Yep.
And these are things we take for granted. So I remember the stories of the little hut sleeping on the floor in Papua New Guinea, just fearing for their lives at night, hearing people come around them and things like that. And nobody there has the ring keeping an eye on them, the things
Right.
that we have. So yeah, definitely are very rural, and not, kept, they're not, their technology is so, low compared to where we are, and
Right.
things like that.
And
So,
that's what I loved about YWAM is a big part of serving is kind of being a part of what God is doing in those countries. And it doesn't always look like it does in the Western world. So I definitely spent nights on dirt floors and concrete floors and, ate goat that was buried underground. Like it was so different from the Western world, but that was what it was authentic. Like, and it was a good way to be like, could I really do this?
right.
If this is what it looked like, and it was long enough that it wasn't like a vacation or roughing it for a week.
Right.
It was a good chunk of time to be like, this is what living here looks like.
Right.
Wow.
Right. That's so true.
Chloe and I have definitely experienced eating goat that we literally saw just hours before, traipsing through a school grounds, the center of school grounds, and having that luscious. It was really tasty. We really enjoyed it. Chloe had a slight experience with goat head soup, but I won't share that on Facebook Live program unless she wants to.
So was that like a delicacy? Was that like a fancy meal for them, having goat, or was that something they eat like once in a while?
No, meat. Any form of meat is like a rarity. Maybe once a week, maybe once every couple weeks. So it was special. In Papua New Guinea, it's an honor if they let you kill the animal that you'll be having.
Oh gosh, I would never be honored.
Which they prepared us in advance that if they asked us, it was actually them honoring us, and we were like, "Oh, it doesn't feel like it."
Okay.
So actually, our leader Jeremy did kill the goat, but
Oh my goodness.
all of us were like, "No, we don't want to do it."
Oh well, Natalie learned how to kill a chicken in Alaska. I mean, of course, you could go to Gene Handy's farm here in the States and see how to do that. But
I actually did kill a chicken.
Oh no.
I was like, do it. It's just part of the experience, and I screamed the whole time.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That's too much.
So Sam, did you feel like this is my mama part of me talking here? Did you feel like YWAM really prepared you for where you were going?
I do. What they did, at least I don't know if every base is the same, but for me, and the base I went to, they broke us into teams within the second or third week, and then we met with those teams weekly, and we talked about culturally what is normal, what is not normal. And we were told the rules of staying with people and all of these things. And so I was prepared for the cultural differences, but there's an element that you can't prepare for. Kind of like you could read all the parenting books in the world, right?
Right.
And
Right.
and it's helpful, and some of the information is useful, and it's a good like plumb line to know whether what you're experiencing is normal, but there's nothing like actually doing it.
Right.
And
Right.
and so I felt prepared, but then there were definitely ways that it was an adventure for sure.
And I mean, that could be just in everyday life here as well, starting a new
Absolutely.
job, different kind of things like that. So share one or two of your best takeaways from your time as a missionary.
Um, I think one of the biggest takes the impact of culture, even in the Christian community, because you think, oh, we're Christians, it looks the same, and it really doesn't. Um, it does, like the foundation is very much the same, but the way that it is practiced, like even a worship session, it's so different. And it's wonderful to experience that, and it helped me not see the world so black and white, right and wrong, and see that the way that other people um, express themselves and worship the Lord and teach and do church and all of those things are um, great and unique and beautiful, and nothing like what I had experienced. And that really stretched me to grow and just um, open my eyes to understand the power of culture.
Right. Right.
Um, and yeah, that was probably the biggest thing I learned. I learned a lot about myself and just um, really trusting the Lord, because I'd never been far from my family or my friends. And so I was completely disconnected. And in Papua New Guinea, we didn't have phones or internet. Um, so it was like 2 months of completely being unplugged, except for my team, who were from all over the world. So even within our team, we had culture differences. We had someone from um, France, someone from Alaska. It was just someone from New Zealand. It was just very different. But I loved learning how big the world is, and how big our God is. And it was just an exciting and awesome time. I don't regret it at all, even though I felt like I was being this irresponsible 20-year-old, like I'm quitting everything and I'm going halfway across the world. But it was great, and I'm so glad I did it.
Sam, any words of encouragement or words other than what you just shared that you want to give directly to Chloe? And Chloe, of course, if you have any questions for Sam, please feel free to ask those.
Yeah, we hung out, so a lot of it's which you probably already heard from me, but just say yes. If there's an opportunity to do something, do it. If there's an opportunity, a lot of times you'll be teaching in schools or churches or whatever in a town or village that you're in, and they'll ask you, and you're like, I don't have time to prepare for that. Like, will you teach tonight? What do you mean tonight? It's just do it. Go for it. Expect the Lord to show up and give you a message. Um, you probably have a couple like that you took with you just in case. And but don't be scared. Just do it and watch how the Lord works. If you feel like, hey, I should pray for this person, do it. You'll only regret it if you walk away and haven't done the things that are outside of your comfort zone. But it's a fantastic organization. It's a fantastic opportunity. It's an amazing way to meet friends. It's just great.
And after the show, we're going to provide links below, by the way, in the description. So there's going to be links there that you can go ahead and support Chloe directly if you would like to, financially, if you want to financially be a part of her mission and what she's doing. We're also going to provide links to YWAM as well. So if you feel a calling or you'd like to get more information about the organization, we'll be more than happy to be that source of information for you, so you can click on those links and learn a little bit more. Chloe, what kind of questions, do you have any questions for Sam at all directly?
No, I had just had a comment. I just love what Sam said when she told me that. I just like, yeah, I just always want to keep in my mind like to have like that yes spirit. Like sometimes we do need to have the no spirit, the discernment, the wisdom, but like having that yes spirit is just so important because we don't know like what blessings we're holding back on other people when we get insecure in our own fears. And I think that even if like you're not led to be a missionary or called for missions, that everyone should experience it at some point. Like you said, Dad, earlier, like it just opens up your mind to such a broad view of the world, and it realizes like how little you really are, and also like how much you should count your blessings, like how grateful we should be for this world that we live in, and the things that we have. So I really do think it's an experience that for everyone,
Yeah,
whether
that's
it's
correct.
2.5 weeks in Kenya or 6 months, you know.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's just so fantastic. And Chloe, if you don't mind me sharing while I have Sam on the phone, an experience that we just had, and that is one of our the biggest fundraiser event I think we've had for Chloe, and that is we had a large yard sale.
First and biggest. Well, hopefully.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So we had a large yard sale for her, and a lot of people came out from your friends, the community, our community came out
Our
and really made
neighborhood.
a
I want
lot
to
of
give our
donations.
neighborhood a shout out. People who have never even met her just came and
Yeah.
brought stuff.
That's right, and you can imagine the stress that I was feeling when I'm looking at the driveway, at all the stuff that I'm realizing needs to get sold, or guess who's going to be taking it to guess who's going to be taking it to the dump?
Well,
It's
that's
going to be Dad,
serving, honey.
or even
Just
or even
saying
donating
yes.
it. Well, you won't believe. I'm telling you, you're not going to believe. Well, really, you would believe if you really knew that how good God is, and that is, we at the very last of couple of hours or so at the end of the day, the last day, we had a lady pull up with her little 10-year-old boy that she is from Kenya, and she's a pastor. She's out of Cockeysville area in Maryland here, and it was amazing. She pulled down. She said, I wasn't even going to come to this yard sale, but I was driving down 152 and I made a left turn. I just followed the signs, and we were basically just $5 a bag. We were like, if you could
Well,
fill a
this is
box,
we're wrapping up and
we were
trying to
wrapping
move
up and trying to
everything.
move everything out, and she needed things to be able to put into a container so she can deliver the container because she's moving back next year to Kenya full time to take care of her parents and her community. And I just thought that was amazing. She basically took everything that was left over. So I want our community to know that when you donated to us, and I'm just sharing with you this story now, when you donated to us, we may not have been able to have sold 100% of the items that were donated, but just know that those items never went to the dump. I never made one trip to the dump. Everything is going to go into a container that is going to be shipped over to Kenya, and she's going to use it as supplies to do children outreach for with children, make crafts and things like that. And she cried several times when she was here packing things up. She prayed with Chloe and I. I mean, it was just an amazing time because I'd never met this woman before at all, and I think it took me back, but it made me realize how much of a bigger God that we serve, and I know
Yeah.
it certainly took Chloe back as well.
Yeah, she literally had a reason for every single thing that she was taking. Like she never wanted to be greedy. She was like, this I'm gonna use that I use for young Christians who don't have money for a wedding. This I'm gonna use for families, and I do this, this, and this. And I'm just like, you don't even have to explain to me. Like you already told me you're a pastor from Kenya. You can have it all because like I just trust you. Like she was really amazing, and she even is gonna visit our home church, Freedom Church, but in Nairobi, our campus, and she said that she's going to bring some books there, and like it was just like such a God thing. 'Cause it's like Kenya, out of all the places that we've been, the fact that like our church has a campus there, it was just, and the fact that she came at the perfect time at the very end, it's just, there's no other reason, but then that was God. And so, yeah, I made a post today because I just wanted people to know like all their stuff that they gave to me, it, although it might have not gone straight to me, it went to someone else, and it's actually going to like something I think is better. So like, I just think
It was
God really
awesome.
full circle with stuff. He really uses everything for good.
He's so faithful.
Yeah, it was
So
awesome,
many
Chloe. It really
ways.
was. It was definitely a God thing. So, well, Sam, I really appreciate you
Thank
joining with us.
Sam, Miss YWAMer, and Chloe will be a YWAMer officially.
Such a
in
professional on the phone.
June, July, maybe. We might have
Thanks
to
for
take.
having me.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Well, we love you, Sam. Thank you for taking the
Take
time
care,
to be with
Sam.
us.
Thank you so much. Okay.
My pleasure.
Have
Bye
a
bye.
Take care.
good
Bye-bye
night.
now.
Bye-bye.
Well,
All right,
so that
Chloe. Well, thank you. You want any last words before we move on to the
the rest
other
of our show.
half of our show?
I just keep thinking about what Sam said. Like, if you're watching this, or you just ever have a thought in your mind of like, should I do it, or like, I don't really think that's for me, like, just do it. Like, so many people told me when I was 16, they were like, you're too young, like, you're gonna have to do this, there's this and that. And I know Sam was hit with many more responsibilities than I was when she was 28, deciding to go to YWAM. She had to quit her job, and just so many things that like we have to give up. But there's no greater sacrifice that we make than serving our Lord. Like, there's nothing greater than that, and like that should be our priority. And so he really comes through. He's faithful. He provides, and he'll fill you up. He'll sustain you. So I just say, go for it.
That's great.
All right, honey. Well, we love you.
We
We'll
love
see
you, honey.
later.
We'll see you a little bit later. You're in a remote location, and I won't tell everyone where you are, but you're in this remote location. But anyway, that was really cool.
All righty.
So,
Thank you for
appreciate that.
joining us and sharing your heart.
Yes, love you guys.
Love
Yeah.
you too. Yep. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Well,
All right. So,
you know, every day I really have to tell you, 8 years ago, I left my career that I spent years of education in and loved my job, and things had just changed, and God had a different path for me. And I left teaching 8 years ago, never looked back. It took me a year to leave because I was nervous of giving up a 401k and health benefits that cost me $71 a month for my family, where they maybe cost $900 to $1,000 right now, if not more, you know. But anyway, and I just felt led. It took me a year to actually make the move, but I don't look back. And the fact that we have, you know, every day I get to bless people, helping them find a home, helping them maybe downsize or move to a state that they would love to live in, and then interview my own daughter and the local businesses here, help Sam. She's doing some charity work right now too. She's having a fundraiser. We might try to throw that in here somewhere. You know, if you guys just feel led to give somewhere, you know, good causes are out there. And I mean, really, for me, I'm living the dream, you know, following where God wanted me to be here, running the company with my husband. We've always had a real estate business. And I just love it every day. I love it.
yep, exactly. And so after that awesome speech, we get, I like your glasses, Mom.
Oh,
So that's
my
good.
girls can't live without
Listen,
them, and
any-
my boys.
Any of your comments,
My
and
strong
we'll
boys.
throw it up on the screen. So I just want to
So for those of you who don't know, Rob, how many years have we been married?
We-
Since our anniversary's coming up?
October 16th, 1993 was the year that we got married.
Okay.
One of the best days of my life. And so that is coming up, and this will be our 29th year.
I know. Wow.
29
And-
years.
And you don't have your applause button?
I've taken her, yeah, exactly, yeah.
And we have 4 children. We have 2 boys and 2 girls. So we were blessed with 4 beautiful children.
I mean, how many
so
kids?
Grateful. 4. How many children did I carry and deliver? 4.
That's right, 4 kids, yeah. I've been married to you longer than you lived at home.
I know. Wow.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I don't want to depress you.
My life is
Sorry.
definitely better here
Yes,
with you. honey.
exactly. My life is always better with you. So, yep.
Alrighty, moving on. What are we doing?
Moving on,
stats?
yes.
Are we
So,
doing
no.
current
Moving
events?
on.
What's
We are going to
on?
do our calendar events, and we will be right back. welcome back. And we are going to dive into our market stats here. So we're just so glad as we're wrapping up and coming down to the end of our show. We've had such an exciting time with you. It's really a lot of fun, and I feel so honored and privileged to be able to even have the opportunity to have a show as we're approaching our 100th episode, by the way. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Just a couple away.
Just a few away, and we're approaching our 100th episode. So if you want to check out any of our last shows that we've done, please feel free to head over to our YouTube account. Just search my name, Robert McArtor, and you can subscribe to my YouTube account. I really appreciate that, and you'll get notifications as soon as we go live for any future programs, okay? And we're going to dive right into the market stats. That's our housing report.
Yes, and I've got to love Remax. They really, really care about the details. They really care about training great agents. And if you take a peek, across from Harford Mall is one of our Remax signs. I thought that was so fun to see today. I absolutely love that. So more houses are on the market right now than there were last year. That's good news for you as a buyer and great news for you as a seller. So, just give us a call. If you have any questions, you're feeling nervous about anything, just give us a call. We'd be more than glad to help you.
And you know what else I'm excited about? Driving by and seeing a Hobby Lobby sign that was just put up.
Oh, did you post that? Did you see
I
that?
did not post that.
I had a picture I meant to send you.
Yep.
Can I post it up here now?
You can. You can post it up here anytime that you want. Well, you can't post it up here.
That's what I'm saying.
But anyhow, Hobby Lobby is coming into town.
And Aldi's is closer in Abingdon.
Yes.
My special friends out there are going to be very happy.
So a lot of changes coming around, so we're pretty excited about it. So yeah, that's great.
And I actually had a video I meant to show you. You would have been proud of me today. Rob is the tech savvy king here. And I just lag. I lag right behind him. Oh, see, I'm hitting the microphone. Oh my gosh, there's something on it. Anyway, so ADHD me. The Harris Teeter that is coming to Bel Air. Now, Harris Teeter is big at the beach, and I love a Harris Teeter, and it's literally going to be right at Harford Mall. They have knocked down walls. They have built stuff up. I mean, it is moving right along.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's
is.
Great. All right, so our next show, we're going to have an exciting show. Just follow us on Facebook if you want to see what that show's all about. We're going to put a graphic up there. We're so excited that you joined with us today, and we are heading out.
Yes.
Maria, we are always better
together.
We're always better together. And remember this, that it does, who you work with matters in this market. So whether or not you're looking for representation as a buyer or you're looking to sell your house, you definitely want to put Maryland Homes team at the top of the list of companies you want to interview to get the best, highest dollar for your property and the best negotiating skills on behalf of your contract that you want to put in on a property. So feel free to visit our website at searchmydreamhome.com, and we'd be more than happy to service you. We're full-time agents, and we're so excited to be able to serve you and to serve our community. So with that said, have a great week, and we are out of here.